डाउनलोड किया? नहीं तो जल्दी जाइए और डाउनलोड कीजिए योयो टीवी ऐप। जी हाँ, जहां आपको मिलेगा न्यूज एंड एंटरटेनमेंट मसाला। जी हाँ, तो जल्दी जाइए और डाउनलोड कीजिए योयो टीवी ऐप।
Mr. Shyam Davar, leading choreographer and artist, the dance guru of India. Mr. Vijay Krishna Acharya, leading Indian filmmaker and jury member of Malta India Film Festival. Miss Vidya Balan, brand ambassador of the festival and jury member. Our Honorable Minister of Tourism of Malta, Mr. Conrad Mitzi. And our Honorable Minister of State for Home Planning and Finance, Mr. Deepak Kesarkar. Thank you to each and every one of you. It is your presence here today, along with our friends from the media, that makes this occasion so perfect. Now, every great idea has a good story. And our story goes back to Streamcast Group, an independent IP cloud operator that leveraged its patented technology of high-definition, jitter-free, next-generation streaming services over a low bandwidth. So they first set up operations in Malta, and subsequently their first setup here in India is in a place called Savantwadi in Sindhudurg. Now, obviously, with the great and close relations that the Streamcast Group shares with both of these nations, a cultural dialogue was inevitable. And so, under the aegis of the Streamcast Studios, was born the Malta India Film Academy and the Malta India Film Festival. And now I know you don't want to hear from me, you want to hear from these wonderful people who've taken the stage. So without further ado, I'd like to request Mr. Nimish Pandya, chairperson of Streamcast Group, to say a few words.
A very good evening to all of you, and a very warm welcome. Today's very special evening. On behalf of the Streamcast Group, Streamcast Studios and the Malta India Film Festival, I'm indeed very, very happy today to be the bridge between India and Malta. Malta is a very fascinating country as we've been there, and our relationship with Malta started a few years ago when we went there in the incidents of seeing a film studio, which my brother Engelbert was in charge that time. And as we saw the studio, we realized the potential. And as we realized that if this is the opportunity, all the Indian film industry from every part, north, south, east, west, must know Malta and set up the Maltese picturesque locations that we have to do that. Plus, we realized that between Malta and India, there is a great relationship as far as the opportunities are concerned. We realized that the locations must be available to the Indian people. And from that was born this great platform of MIFA, the Malta India Film Festival. We realized that there is a great opportunity that we can create. And this festival, I mean, I know many people told me one more festival in India, there are so many already. But we realized that this one must be different because this opens the doors to all young filmmakers from all over the world with very specific condition, that the only condition is they should be Malta-centric or India-centric as far as content is concerned and the artists are concerned. So such is the beauty, and I'm indeed very grateful to Brother Vijay Acharya, Vidya Balanji. It's a pleasure to have you on board, and I think you are the right ambassador to create this relationship between the two countries in many, many ways. And ma'am, we are very grateful to you. Thank you very much. I'm also grateful to my Honorable Minister, Shri Kesarkar ji. Kesarkar ji has a is in charge of an area of Maharashtra which is full of potential as far as tourism is concerned. And this Malta India Film Festival is going to bring forth. In fact, we have now decided that the new airport at Chipi, which is going to be starting in September, the first charter between Malta and India is going to start off from the Chipi airport. And I think that's where the beginning of the airport is going to happen. And I think that's a great opportunity that we go. I'm indeed very grateful to Minister Konrad Midzi, the Minister of Tourism from Malta. In fact, yesterday I had a very nice thing when the cameraman told me that he looks like a star already. So he's like a film star already in many, many ways. So, and he's lovely family with us today. Welcome, ma'am. We're very happy to have you with us. And the enthusiasm that we have between the Maltese government and the streamcast, we had a lovely relationship. Very prompt, very happy, very efficient, and ready to act at the moment. So I think that's the kind of bond that we have. We also have Brother Engelbert, who has had a great experience in Malta as the erstwhile commissioner for films in Malta. And he's the one who really set the ball rolling for our relationship in many, many ways. And none other than Shamak Dawar, who's here just now. He sets the beat, he sets the rhythm, and that's what MIFA is going to be benefited by, because Shamak will set the rhythm for us as we go further. And with all these few words, I once again thank all of you, and I'm very happy to be announcing the Malta India Film Festival 2018. Thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Pandya, for setting the tone to this wonderful evening. And I'd like to now take the opportunity to request our Honorable Minister of State for Home Planning and Finance, Mr. Deepak Kesarkar, to share his thoughts with us.
All the dignitaries on and off the dais, it is really a privilege to be here, and I will sincerely thank Streamcast for doing something for my region, not only by establishing a data center, but bringing a change to the ordinary Indian who are looking for IT services, and Streamcast technology will offer them at a very low bandwidth. And that is a game changer in India. But their role is not just limited to that. They are bringing the first charter to my district. In fact, it was an honor meeting the Honorable Tourism Minister of Malta, who was kind enough to visit all our ministries, extending the friendship between India and Malta. And there is something similar with my district, which is very close to Goa, which is the only tourism district of India. Malta, which has a population of just 4.5 lakhs and welcomes more than 50 lakh guests a year. And they expect some good human resources from India. And I'm very much thankful to Streamcast because they intend to start a hospitality training institute in Sindhurga, which will be able to give you good human resources, which can offer good services to your guests in Malta, because my district is declared by Government of India as the cleanliest district of India. And in addition, it is 100% literate district. And in terms of intellectual, it has the highest pass-out percentage in the whole of the state. So I think we'll be able to give you good manpower. And equally, my district is known for giving the best of mangoes to the world. Alfonsos are grown in my district, and the cashews are grown in my district. But in addition to that, the people are very humble, very hospitable, and I think it will create a long path of partnership between Maharashtra and Malta. And I know Maharashtra is the most industrialized state in India. In fact, Mumbai is the financial capital of India, and Malta and Maharashtra could go a long way in friendship. And all the dignitaries from the film industries are here. And Mumbai is supposed to be the heart of film industry of India. So I hope we'll have a great relationship between Maharashtra and Malta. On behalf of Government of Maharashtra, I wish this film festival all the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for joining us here today. Now, in the Hollywood of the Mediterranean, Malta, Engelbert Grech is a name that is easily recognized and, I believe, the most sought after. Engelbert was Malta's film commissioner since 2013, and today he is the director of Malta India Film Academy and the head of Streamcast Studios Malta. Sir? If there's anyone who can share the specifics with you about the process, the participation criteria, this is the man.
Honorable Ministers, High Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. I would like to basically give you a very brief overview of what we want to do. Basically, build a creative bridge between Malta and India. And you know, the best way to do it is through a film festival, something which both countries, both peoples love. This is the first edition. The idea is to do one edition in Malta and then come to India the following year. So we do not want to exclude any country. Basically, it's about bringing together creative people, filmmakers, independent filmmakers from the two countries together, and one day even produce together quality films for the whole world to see. Now, yes, we are both British colonies, ex-British colonies, but that's not it. I've come to India with great pleasure, and I've seen people here that have the same passion for everything that they do, especially for films, which basically unites us with Malta. Let's focus a bit on the festival itself. We have some important dates, so the submissions are officially open now. The first deadline is the 15th October, and then obviously we start the evaluation. Very good incentives for both, filmmakers from India and Malta to participate and showcase their talent during this festival. Let's have a look about our film heritage. India has a very, very long history, like Malta does. Malta has been servicing films for the last 90 years, and we've seen very big movies. Gladiator, Troy, Agora, TV series, we mentioned it, Game of Thrones. We had Murder on the Orient Express very recently, Assassin's Creed as well, but, and there's a big but here, Tags of Hindustan is extremely close to my heart because it opened something, a new world for us. And I think it is the film that will create a lot of momentum for this relationship between Malta and India. However, I don't think I'm the right person to talk about it. My friend, Vijay, can speak much more than I can about Tags, and we're looking forward to the first screening next Diwali. So Vijay, in your good hands, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Grech, for sharing the blueprint of the festival with us. And as Mr. Grech just mentioned, we have with us a gentleman, a filmmaker, who had the opportunity to actually go and shoot in Malta. I'm sure everyone here wants to know about what that experience was all about. So please, can I request him to join us on stage? Please put your hands together for Mr. Vijay Krishnacharya, leading Indian filmmaker and jury member.
Good evening, Honorable Minister Kesakarji, Mr. Midhi, Engelbert, my friend from the Malta Film Commission. I went to Malta to shoot a film, but I came back with several friends. And I came back with my heart firmly placed somewhere between St. Julian's and Valletta. So, as a filming opportunity, what we needed in Thugs of Hindustan was something which was very specific. And if I talk too much about it, then I will probably take your joy of the film away. So I will not tell you much. But what I will say is that not for a day, we were there for 65 days. And we built something pretty big there. And this was a time where there was an Indian crew and a Maltese crew. And they worked together with language differences sometimes, but with so much passion. And I realized that, that as they say, you can travel the world, but if you're passionate about something, you always find the people that you must meet. And all the people that we met in Malta were equally passionate about films, just the way we Desis are, because that's the one thing that unites India. It's the idea of the Hindi film, because we can stand at any corner and criticize it, and our love for our films is immense. Purely in terms of infrastructure, crew, and the warmth of the people, I have to say, I've shot in a lot of countries across the world, but Malta felt so genuinely warm and friendly. There was never anything which I felt we wanted to get done and we were denied. The High Commissioner's here, he was one of the first few people who made our lives easy, because we wanted to go to Malta during Christmas, and it's the holiday time, and our visas came. I mean, it was a bit of a jam, but they came very quickly, and thank you. I must thank you for that. So I look forward to this film festival not only for the fact that I really love Malta, but I think what we need at this time, in these times where the world seems to be pretty stressed out, I think we need a platform which tells us that yes, good will win over evil. That yes, it is all right to be nice. And right now, those are the stories, those things happen largely in stories. In real life, it's happening less and less. So I think if this cultural exchange tells us something about us, which is what a good film ends up doing, then it's a fantastic opportunity for both the countries. And I wish this festival all the best, and I'll always be there in Malta, at least one part of me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your experience shooting in Malta. And as far as experiences go, one man who's going to be giving you an experience in Malta is sitting right here. Mr. Davar, can I request you to do the talking?
First of all, I'd like to say to all the dignitaries and guests, and my love, Vidya. Sorry I'm so overwhelmed by Vidya being here, because not only she's a fabulous actor, but I don't think you've seen the best of her yet. She is that good. And I know so because she's been, besides my friend, my student. So I love to show off and say, you know, my Vidya was mine. So I want to say to Streamcast and Megha and everybody and the people who've invited me to direct this whole show, that we're going to make it really different. And I don't say different every time. I say it's new. It's going to be a lovely mix of Maltese chocolates and Indian chocolates and Malta, and no malt whiskey, but Malta. But I'm being sick, I know that. But I want to make it really a lovely culmination of the two cultures. And I want to do something different and new. And I'm very grateful that I've been given the liberty to do something new and break barriers and do what I have to do. So this Malta Indie Festival and the show that we're going to do is going to be kick-ass. And I think that our countries are going to get even more closer. And I'm really excited to see Thugs of Hindustan, though I've not seen it yet. That's a hint. But I really want to be there and give my best, not only as a director or director of choreography, but also to help bring two places together and work. And I've been doing that with other countries, and I'm very excited with Malta and India. So thank you so much, all the dignitaries, and thank you so much, Minister and everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me here.
Thank you, Mr. Davar. We look forward to seeing how passion shakes hands with purpose. Now we have in our midst a powerhouse of talent who really needs no introduction. But let me just say that much like the brand itself, the Malta India Film Festival, she is there as someone who stands to promote meaningful cinema. Please join me in welcoming the one and only, our brand ambassador and jury member of the Malta India Film Festival, Vidya Balan.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Minister Kesakarji, Honorable Minister Midzi, Mr. Engelbert, the High Commissioner, Mr. Bog. What do I call you, Victor? Vijay, Mr. Nimish Pandya, and my dearest Shamak, and all of you. A big welcome, I think, as brand ambassador for the Malta India Film Festival. I have the right to say a big welcome to all of you present here. And firstly, I must congratulate this initiative of bringing two countries together. There is no better way to bring people together than to use culture, and films have a huge influence on cultural exchanges, are a huge tool for cultural exchange. So I think it's fantastic that this film festival is happening here. But I have a small story to share. In the month of May, I was in Italy. I was in Rome, and there's a place somewhere in the city of Rome where there's a huge door. And you know, you look through the door and they tell you that you see three countries through this. One is Italy, and then the Vatican, which is actually a separate country, and then Malta. So, you know, you see it, you just peep really hard through that little, that keyhole, and you see it. And I was like, oh my God, so Malta is so close, so can we go there? And I was really disappointed that I couldn't make it to Malta because we had our tickets back to Bombay, to Mumbai. That happens to us all the time. You know, I come back from Italy, and one of the first calls I received from my manager was asking me, you know, whether I would be agreeable to be brand ambassador for the Malta India Film Festival. And I thought, oh my God, this is a sign. You know, so I'm going to be able to not just make a flying visit to Malta, but spend more time there. I've read over the years that Malta is probably the country that has the best weather throughout the year. So that was the other reason I wanted to go and experience Malta. And now I'm going to get to do it thanks to this festival and go there with a purpose, you know, to watch the Maltese films, to show Indian films, and just, I think, breathe in that give me a word, air, that air which is so full of love, sharing, and like Vijay said, sorry, I keep fumbling because I call him something else. Like Vijay said, you know, these days we focus more on stories of, less on stories of love and sharing, and therefore, in that context, this festival is very, very special. And I'm proud to be the face of it. A special thanks to Mr. Nimish Pandya and Streamcast for backing this initiative. And I really hope that a lot of people from the fraternity and even otherwise begin to visit Malta for the festival and for shoots, and I hope one of my films definitely goes there. Victor, Vijay, this is a sign, this is a message. We'll do one in Malta. So all of you are proof that he said that. Huh? Even if it's a walking shot in your film. But yeah, thank you very, very much, and the media for always being there for all our events and supporting us and spreading the word of whatever we do. Thank you very much, and all the best to us. Thank you.
I'd like to reiterate that. All the best to us. All the best to the Malta India Film Festival, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear you make some noise. Now, everyone on the stage here today has spoken about how this festival will bring two countries together. So it's only but apt that I now call our next speaker on stage to, he's already on stage, but to the dais, to speak about the same. Please join me in welcoming Minister of Tourism Malta, Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to experience the magic of the movies at the Malta India Film Festival. Can we request our dignitaries on stage to step on either side of the logo? And all of our friends from the media, this is your photo opportunity.